So we're here with Johnny Nelson at Matchroom HQ here in Brentwood. First of all, Johnny, your boy Kell Brook arrived in a bit of style today.
He did. You know what? I asked him for a lift and he said there's no room in the inn. Can you believe that? We're from their own doorstep and I've got to go. He came down in 40 minutes. It took me 3.5 hours. You see, there's no love. There's no love. But if you're going to do it in style.
No, definitely. And going on to his fight, the date's finally announced, the venue's finally announced. I mean, how do you see Kell doing against Shawn Porter?
I think Kell, a top form Kell, he shuts Shawn Porter out. I think he's a smarter, sharper, classier version of Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter's rugged, he's strong, he's aggressive, but you know, be like a bull in a matador. But you know, an offensive fighting Kell Brook. You know, so you beat him up as he comes in. It won't be easy peasy, but I see Kell systematically beating him up, and if he goes the distance, Shawn Porter, he'll look like he's been hit by a truck.
And I mean, one of the people Keller's called out a number of times, and Eddie's offered a lot of money, is for that Amir Khan fight to happen. And after the domestic fight at Wembley Stadium between Froch and Groves in front of 80,000 people, do you think if Kell wins that world title, that's a fight we could see happen?
Without a doubt, Amir Khan himself has said if Kell Brook proves himself at world level by winning world title, yeah, why not? And I get that. I get if you was Amir Khan and you were boxing top tier fighters, you know, and you were in the mix at the top class, why would you risk boxing somebody that, you know, hasn't proved himself to be up there? Because again, the rewards are very little. So you'd want it, if there's going to be a risk, you want to make sure it's worth something. So I get what Amir Khan's saying. I totally understand that. You can't knock him for that. You know, don't give a guy a hard time because he's proved himself time and time again. And that's what Kell Brook has to do. Kell's my boy, and I rate him. I think he's an outstanding fighter, but he's got to prove himself to say, right, now look at me, now respect me, this is what I'm bringing to you. And fighting Porter is his chance to prove himself.
And of course the fight against Porter, August 16th, things kick off here again for Matchroom on August 30th with the show in Dublin, and Matthew McAfee's just been announced for that. I mean, what can we look forward to in the coming months through Matchroom?
You know what, actually Matchroom they're doing some overtime because usually we have August off and then we're just resting up, but Matchroom are bringing us action. You know, those of us that haven't gone on holiday or in a bar when we're on our holidays with our wives and we manage to sneak away and get to watch a bit of sport, Matchroom are giving us something a little bit extra. These guys just don't rest, and so you've got to give it to them, and I think it's great to just keep the momentum going. I felt after the Froch Groves fight, it was like I felt a bit low because I thought, God, that was unbelievable. And he's just trying to keep that momentum. You know, it's attracted the attention of the public, which is really good. And so I just think, you know what, good on.
And with that, the Froch Groves fight, and of course George, opponent, announced yesterday the European super middleweight title, eliminated for the WBC title. Do you think that's a good return for George? Yeah,
without a doubt. George has done the right thing. He's gone in there, make sure every fight means something. So he's boxing for the European title, gets himself in a position for an eliminator. As far as he's concerned, he made a mistake. He lost his last two by stoppage for the world title. He made a mistake. So if it was a mistake, you know, then he'll find himself back in the mix again, boxing the world title against somebody else. If it wasn't a mistake, he'll get exposed. So I totally get George making sure every fight means something. There's no point in coming back having a 10 round against nobody for nothing because, again, the rewards are very little, the risks are too high.
No, definitely. And of course the eliminator for the WBC title, that's going to be between Sakio Beaker and Dirrell, who are on the undercard of...
and George is looking to fight them one of those.
Yeah, and the undercard of, that's on the undercard of Kell Brook's fight as well. So,
so it's a good way for George to see what he could be up against if he wins, and it's a good way for us to measure if George could possibly beat one of these guys. So it's an indication, a message to us all.
And someone that's still on holiday, and deservedly so, is Kell Brook. Do you see him returning? And
I don't think so. I think he's done. I think he'll think to himself, you know what, I've had my fun. I've done everything expected of me. The public hurt him when he turns against him in regards after the first Kell Froch fight. I might be wrong, I hope I'm wrong. Indication is that I'm wrong. But don't be surprised if Kell Froch says, you know what, I've had a great time, that's me done. Don't be surprised. That's what I think. But I could be wrong, I can't write my own time.
Definitely. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Johnny.